Welcome back, everyone. And it's now the time to meet Mr. Charles Tascherau. Mr. Tascherau, good day.
Good day. Good afternoon, Mr. Carignan.
Before you just arrived in the studio, I made a survey, and according to our viewer, we have 70% of the people that are mad at you or the company.
So it was really worthwhile to be here.
So you did not come for nothing. So you have your chance right now to explain what happened.
Okay. Well, thanks, Mr. Carignan. Well, I think overall, I think we have to talk a bit about what happened the last few months. So we had in the fall, in October, we had declared 42101 measured and indicated resource that were about 46 million tons. That was based on drilling around mostly the historical resource of the Quebec lithium ore body. And then a few months later, we finished the 42101, the detailed feasibility study, did a mining plan indicating a 15 years mine life, about 1 million tons per year process. So we're using about a third of that known resource to develop the mine.
So you said no, there's no need to dig to find more resources.
At that point, we stopped drilling. We said, well, let's keep our money to develop the mine, and we can drill further when we need it. But for now, we had 3 times. But then a few months later, when we reviewed a bit the model, looking at potential expansion, the mine and duration or in capacity, some people brought some question internally. So, okay, is the model is done? Is it right? Is it too optimistic? Is it the right approach for lithium ore body? And that's where we went outside. We decided, okay, well, let's ask to a third party, to RPE, to have a look at it. And that's when we did a press release that we would do a review of the resource reserve. And then Roscoe Postle came with a result that they thought that the approach taken was not the best one for that type of ore body, for a lithium ore body. So we decided to do a full review with the MC. That basically did a full new 43101, starting from the base, going on the site, looking at the cores, the way the drilling was done, assaying, QA, QC, et cetera, and the modelization, and doing a brand new modelization, not starting from the other one. And that's what was completed a few weeks ago and published, and now we're indicating 29 million tons of measured and indicated. And we reviewed also all the mining plan related to that and published 2 weeks ago the new mining plan and results for the project, an update of the detailed feasibility study. So we're still developing a 15 years mine life, 1 million tons per year about. At the beginning to produce 20,000 tons per year of lithium carbonate. Nothing changed on that. So we'll still be a big player in the lithium market. We're planning to start construction soon. The schedule is still the same. We're still planning to start commissioning of the plant at the end of 2012 and be in full production in 2013.
How can someone make such a big mistake? Because prior to this report that has been produced by Michel Stone, which was like a subcontractor for you, it's not a Canada Lithium employee.
No, not directly. No.
And she got paid for this. She should have a big team doing that. And she came out with the report according to the drilling you have done. Or
the drilling was done by Canada Lithium.
By Canada Lithium. So how can she be so wrong about the result?
That's a kind of. What you do, those resource and reserve, that's an estimate. That's like doing a poll. You're doing a few holes in the ground, and then from those holes and what you see and the geology that you know and the assays that you get, you do a modelization that how the whole ore body looks like and how much ore and metal and everything you have in it. And depending, you have very different ore bodies. Like iron usually would be very stable. You have equal depth, could be for kilometers long. Gold could be varying quite a lot with nugget effects, and then you will have different techniques to estimate how much you have. And some techniques that are used currently were used in that case. It was mostly based on statistical reviews. And with lithium, what we discovered and looked, and it was probably not wrong, but probably a bit too optimistic. Now, when we work with AMC, we told them, well, let's make sure that we are very conservative, and what you bring as number is we're sure that's there, and there is an upside for more. But that ends the two numbers. Actually, if you do a statistical distribution, probably both would be in the curve, but one probably toward the top and the other one quite lower on the curve. It's always an estimate.
You have a lawsuit right now. Is it against Canada Lithium or it's against everyone at the same time, like Michel Stone and his company?
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have all the details, but to what I know, it's toward Canada Lithium. There's a number of people listed, including Michel Stone, though, in it. However, that lawsuit came before we published a new result, before we published that the project was still the same, basically same numbers or very close numbers and same revenues and all that. We didn't have any news the last few weeks, I think since the last of May, of that lawsuit. We assume that it will keep going, but from our point of view, there is no validity in it. But that's still, it will have to go in front of the court, and it will be up to the court.
According to you, they don't have a case there.
That's from our point of view. No.
Against you.
No.
And if they sue you, so could you also on your side sue the company that produced the report?
Oh, you're getting into the lawyer's field.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can still sue them, but they have to have the money to pay too.
But it could get very technical. But the point is, as soon as we publish numbers, and as soon as we suspected there was something wrong and went to another third party to check, we disclose it. We told to the market, and as
you did whatever you could to show white paws.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And but right now, what about the project itself? Okay, what has been done has been done. We're not here we're not in court here, so I mean, it's not that I forgive all. It's just that, okay, what's the future now? Okay, what about the plan? What about the money? What about the mill and everything?
Well, let's say during all that thing that we reviewed, the resource reserve and everything, we kept going with all the engineering. Something was always published, because as we were working only on a third, we didn't think that would have an effect on the project itself, which is the case. So we kept working with Genivar and Metchem and the others on the permitting and on the detailed engineering. So it's well advanced, so which allows you to keep the same schedule. Basically, there was pretty much no time lost on that front. So we're still planning to start construction very soon. So preparation, wood cutting, access roads and all that should be beginning very soon. Construction of the building in August.
How long is the road to get right to the mine?
There's already an access road very close, but we have to improve it and a bit widen it. But we can already get to and there's a road going over what will be the mine itself. So it's a very good access. Power lines about 500 meters, what will be the plant. So there's no huge work to do on that.
And when you start the first, start building start the building.
Let's say, if assuming everything goes as planned on the permitting and everything like that, should be in August after the vacations.
This year, and the production would start when?
Starting commissioning at the end of 2012 and to be in full production in 2013.
Okay, and talking about full production, do you have a customer already to sell the lithium?
There's a lot of people we talk to, there's a lot of people interested. As I'm sure you know, that lithium market is really picking up. There's been quite a lot of increase. 2 of the 3 big producers has increased their prices by about 20% recently. There is demand, there is more and more there's more and more lithium use also for energy storage. So there is demand, and all the battery suppliers want to make sure that they can get lithium. So for now, I think it will go in the next few months, as we can really put dates for deliveries and qualities and those things, there will be agreement will be made. For now, I wouldn't say first approach, but there is a number of people that receive our samples or are satisfied with the kind of what we produce with the pilot plant. And if we produce that, will be happy to buy from us.
Is the lithium still the main component to produce very effective batteries?
If you look at technology right now, everybody agrees that for rechargeable batteries, lithium is the best metal. Can charge more, accumulate more, less other effects. There's various technologies that are used. Some use lithium carbonate, some use lithium hydroxide, some talk about even lithium metal to do their batteries. So there's a lot of research, a lot of competition between different companies on that, but everybody agrees on the lithium. And the other potential technology like hydrogen we used to hear about and all that, maybe it will come 1 year, but it's not soon. It will be 20 years or more.
Yeah.
So if you look at a window of at least 10, 20 years and more, that will be lithium technology that you will have in your electric car and
the
battery charger
hydrogen
at home
is still combustible. It's not a green thing. I mean, even though it's made with water, it's
and
still
you have to
something that
produce
burns.
the hydrogen. Like with lithium, you can use power already available, like electricity. In Quebec, we have a lot of hydroelectricity. You can charge your batteries with it. Fraction of the price, very small. It's a few cents to charge your car. So.
And what about the mine where you are? Is there no water problem or whatever? Are you going to use a lot of water to produce?
No, it will be. Well, let's see. As you know, lithium part of the green economy, producing electric cars and all that, so we want to make sure the mine is as environmentally friendly as possible. So all the design, for example, the water is planned on recycling, reusing the same water. So close to 95% of the water used in the process is reused from the same water. So it's very little that we need to take from the environment. Actually, the only loss is through evaporation. That's the only thing we need to compensate. So everything on the design takes that in account. The ore itself is very clean. There is not much beside the lithium. It's quartz, it's granite, so it goes to tailings pond, but it's inert. So it's still a mine and still have some impact that we make sure that we minimize. But if you look compared to the mining industry, it's a very nice mine from that point of view.
When do you expect to have the next result on the actual drilling campaign that should re-enlarge your resources?
Well, let's say we're drilling currently, so they have 3 drills on site drilling currently. We're planning to finish the drilling in July, but after that you have obviously the assay time and how to do all the modelization, so you can guess in the fall, probably October, something like that, before we get a new update. The ore body, when we stop drilling, is still open in all 3 dimensions, in depth, on strike, and in width, and that's what we're verifying. Even inside the mining pit that we're planning, there's some areas we didn't have any information. That's where we're drilling. And so far
is lithium something very, very easy to identify, from the carrots itself,
Still have to assay, but yes, visually it's very easy. The ore, the spodumene that contains the lithium, is white, sometimes with a bit of pinkish or greenish hue. And the waste around is a black granite, dark gray to black. So it's basically black and white.
Black on white.
Yeah. And that's what we're using also, because further to the drilling also we're looking at different things to improve the process and the recovery and the production. And one of the things we identified is if we can remove all the granite from the ore before it gets in the mill, or we can improve the capacity of the mill and the throughput of the production. And it was done in the 50s and 60s manually with people sending by conveyor and picking up the black stuff, the granite. And now there's equipment to do that. There's a German company doing some, so we send them big samples and they'll do pilot testing in the next few days.
It's probably not the same weight.
No, the weight is very similar. So we look at that, but it's easier with the color in our case.
Oh, yeah. So the machine would
but
pick
it's
the colors?
Similar range. But exactly, there's camera system that picks the colors and remove those that are black, the different colors.
Oh, yeah.
They use it already in the salt, for example, salt mines to make sure they have
just program the machine to not get rid of anything that could be gold, though.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have gold, but
just in case. Is that mine in the form of a basin? Or
let's say about the mine, it's an open pit, so yes, will be basin, but no, it's spread. It's huge dikes that spread seems to be over kilometers. We have pretty big exploration leads, but there's people doing some drilling in the east and the west, and it seems to be hitting also some spodumene, some lithium. So it's a huge ore body. We'll be drilling there and mining there for a long time.
Mr. Tascherau, we just have time to thank you for coming and explain the situation. We really appreciate that you came back.
Thanks very much, Mr. Carringer.
Thanks very much.